More and more women are stepping into roles that were once reserved for men in most cultures. Take Luanne Manzanero, for example. She manages over 5,000 acres of developed farmland at the Valley of Peace Farms Limited. On the job, she oversees a team of 50 workers, all men.
The morning meeting typically runs from 7 a.m. You guys got a glimpse of it this morning. So it's basically all our managers and supervisors who come up to that meeting. We go run through what needs to be fixed, what needs to be done, all our daily tasks for the day and what we need to get accomplished. And then it's also to know what everybody needs or may need, and just to know everybody's location as well.
After the day begins with the morning meeting, teams are dispatched to various locations across the farm. It has not been an easy road for Luanne to get where she is today. She studied at UWI in Trinidad and returned to Belize an accomplished academic in the field of tropical crop protection and pathology. But the job she landed in Belize was at a call center. This is after quickly discovering that jobs in Belize are not easy to come by, especially not for a young woman in agriculture.
It always stayed on the back of my mind, that I really want to do something different, something I wanted to do. And so I kept on applying. However, it's very hard for a woman to get into agriculture.
Is it?
It is depending where you want to go ahead and work, right? So it is a bit more challenging for women than men.
So what is the greatest challenge you think in it when it comes to women seeking employment in this area?
It's seen as it's like a man's position, right? So in agriculture, you always expect to see a man in the position, a man in the seat, a man running the show. And that's the biggest gap that you have to fill. Because trust me, you come to see me at the farm, some people are like, oh, you're the manager. Oh, okay. All right.
When Luanne initially applied for the job she currently has, her employer hired a male farm manager. But 6 months later, they called her to work as an assistant to the farm manager. A year after that, Luanne proved to her employer that she was competent enough to become the company's farm manager. How do you feel about that? Do you think that you had to prove yourself more because you're a woman, or just equally because you're an employee seeking to fill a position?
Both. Because one, you want to show why you can do the job, and then secondly, why you're a woman that can do the job, when there's so many other people that can step in easily in the shoe and be like, I can run this.
The guys from shipyard are the ones who actually they mostly do all our implements.
We joined Luanne in the sugarcane field, where she gave us a lesson on growing and harvesting.
After we harvest, we then burn if we need to burn, or if we can burn. We burn the field. After we burn the field, we then go ahead and we fertilize, right? After fertilization, what we usually do is rip. So ripping, it's an implement that we use that goes into the ground, and that helps with drainage. And then after the ripping, then we go ahead with dirt work. We have our shoulder cutting that then comes into play. Our shoulder cutting helps shape the rows. That helps to cut down the rows, shape the rows, and then we go ahead and we row build. And right onto after we row build, that's basically we finish all our activity with sugarcane. But the row building and everything, that helps for you saw those nice rows built and everything. That's one of the main things for sugarcane is drainage, and then just getting those furrows in.
We also got a chance to witness her team's harvesting white corn, which will be trucked to storage.
So right now we're harvesting corn. We're doing some white corn. We have about 70 acres of white corn that we're harvesting. Had to harvest a bit early because we had a bit of weather last week, and it came with a lot of strong winds, which knocked down some of our corn. About 10 to 15% of one of the fields that's high up. So we went in and we decided, we're just going to go ahead and cut that out and get that dried one time. It's going to cost a bit more, but you have a product, you want to make sure you have a product at the end of the day and not lose everything. And then we went ahead and we did our corn samples and we did our moisture test for the rest of the varieties, and it appears everything was ready for the yellow corn, right? So now we have a full week of harvesting.
Luanne's message is that women can do anything they want to do if they put their minds to it.
Anything that they put their minds to. If you look at it, we have women in the military. We have women who do triathlons, one of the hardest things in the world too. We have women who can drive tractors, trust me, we do. So I mean, if you look at it in the oddest jobs, we have women hikers, we have women in all the workplaces, if you think about it, in different positions, of course. But if they want, they can, as long as you put your mind to it, you can do anything that you want to do.
Reporting for News 5, I am Paul Lopez.